I know sometimes as we're taking lunch, we forget what our food even feels like, or sometimes we forget, did we even eat today? So slowing down, incorporating that mindfulness with that sensory awareness, making sure that you know how things feel, taste, touch, hear, smell within your environment, as well as in the environments that we engage in on a daily basis. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Legacy Speaks. My name is Sierra Hillsman, licensed professional counselor and emotional wellness coach. Today we're going to talk about ways that we can use grounding techniques in order to manage the stressors of work, whether it's dealing with deadlines or weird exchanges in the hallway. We gotta figure out ways to manage our emotions during times of crisis or even when we feel uncomfortable. But before we dive right in, I need you to hit that subscription button below. That way you can stay up to date on newly released content on a regular basis. So let's dive right in. Now, my favorite go-to to start off with is mindful breathing. Mindful breathing is partnered with mindfulness, which challenges us or even empowers us to stay fully present in the very moment by engaging in that specific task that we're dealing with. So for individuals who would like to improve their mindful breathing, you're essentially breathing in deeply in through your nose, filling up your lungs, holding for 1, 2, and exhaling out deeper. That way you're releasing whatever energy is within. Oftentimes when we are dealing with our emotions, we forget that our mind is a part of our body. So we're building that mind-body connection. With mindful breathing, it gives us an opportunity to release whatever emotions are pent up in the body. When you're taking in that deep breath, be mindful of how it feels for all of that air to fill in your lungs, and also pay attention to what it feels like to deeply release all of those emotions out of your body. Remember, mindfulness, you're being attentive to what's happening as you are breathing in and out deeply. Focus on your breath, calm your mind, pay attention to the sensations that are taking place in your body. This helps us to regulate those emotions that are coming up for us. Next is body scanning. This gives us an opportunity to pay attention to our emotions or maybe even the physical sensations within our body from top to bottom, meaning from the top of our head to the soles of our feet. And you're literally paying attention to each section of your body one at a time. You're looking at the tenseness or the tension within your shoulders, maybe even that tension within the gut, what it feels like to be extremely tense all over your body, and then releasing it periodically from section to section to section. This helps you to strengthen that muscle memory, so to speak. You're paying attention to what it feels like for each section to be very tense, very rigid, then to be fully relaxed, fully engaged. This is important because oftentimes when we're dealing with stress, we're forgetting how that actually feels. We just learn to live with the feelings in our body. And so we need to have some reference points. What does it feel like when this part of the body is super stressed out or feeling overwhelmed? And then what does it feel like when that same part of their body feels calm, it feels relaxed, when it feels gentle in those moments? Building a healthy relationship with relaxation helps us to approach our work with a clearer mindset, but it also helps us to relinquish any distraction that takes place because our mind is so focused on each section of the body. Another grounding technique that I thoroughly enjoy is sensory awareness, and this requires us to tap into all 5 senses within our body. What you see, taste, touch, hear, smell. Let's engage in all of those senses so that we can be able to build a healthy relationship with the stimuli that is taking place internally and externally. Become aware of your environment. This can help with reducing sensory overload because you're building familiarity with what's going on in your environment. For example, you're probably distracted because of that clock that's so loud and with its ticking with every second, right? Or maybe even you're struggling to focus because of the pings that are taking place on the notifications with your desktop, right? Or maybe your office is down the hall from the lunchroom, so the aroma of the different smells of food is causing you to have like these yearnings to get up every time, right? Or maybe there's a lot of loudness from your neighbor that is keeping you from being able to have clear thoughts when it comes to your work. So think about, what do you see, taste, touch, hear, or smell within your environment, how that serves as distractions, how they can also serve as helpers. So maybe you wanted to include some type of aroma aromatherapy oils to help cultivate a healthy environment. Or maybe you wanted to be able to control the light setting so that it doesn't bother your eyes. Create that environmental wellness so that you can be able to stay on task, be productive, and also be comfortable within the environment that you're working in. And sensory awareness is cool, especially when you're engaging in specific activities, right? What do you see, taste, touch, hear, smell when you are on your midday walk? Or what do the textures of your food feel like as you're eating, as you're chewing? I know sometimes as we're taking lunch, we forget what our food even feels like, or sometimes we forget, did we even eat today? So slowing down, incorporating that mindfulness with that sensory awareness, making sure that you know how things feel, taste, touch, hear, or smell within your environment, as well as in the environments that we engage in on a daily basis. When we take the time to acknowledge all the information that we're gathering through our 5 senses, this also helps us to be fully present in the moment, and it creates a greater level of gratitude. Like, wow, this is the day that the Lord has made. These are the opportunities for me to be able to be fully engaged in what I'm doing right now. I'm in my right mind. I may be stressed out, but I'm still in my right mind, right? And so the ability to be able to engage in your 5 senses is just a beautiful thing when it comes to sensory awareness. This year has been a whirlwind, hasn't it? And I'm pretty sure that you and your business have had to make a number of changes as a result of the pandemic. But I need you to get really present right now. Let's tap into the here and now in this very moment. When was the last time you truly checked in on your team? As a matter of fact, when was the last time that you truly thought about how you and your team are mentally and emotionally navigating through all of the adjustments that are taking place? But guess what? I'm here to help with that. Hi, my name is Sierra Hillsman, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and certified clinical trauma professional. I work with small businesses and corporations by helping their teams explore their presenting concerns. That way we can increase employee engagement and improve productivity overall. This can be done through in-person or online lunch and learn events, corporate workshops, and organizational seminars. Click the link below. That way you can start to learn how to truly invest in the overall mental and emotional wellness of your team. Hey, lovely, shout out to you because I know mental and emotional wellness is important to you. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. But lean in really quickly because I know sometimes it's really hard to create a plan and actually sticking to it. So let's take your mental health to another level. Ever wonder what keeps you from fully executing? Ever wonder how you can build the confidence for decision making? Well, guess what? You're not alone, and I'm here to help. So head over to mentalhealthgoals.com for your free mental health plan. It'll give you practical strategies for addressing your current mental health needs. But first, you got to tap in. So head over to mentalhealthgoals.com to receive your free mental health action plan today. Do it right now. mentalhealthgoals.com. See you soon. Y'all, there's more to come, so let's keep going. The next one that I thoroughly enjoy incorporating is movement. Like we talked about, that mind is already a part of the body, so you're building that mind-body connection. Movement has so many different benefits. You have those endorphins that increase your energy. It also allows you to be able to relinquish any tension in the body because you're exerting all of that energy. You're utilizing your limbs, you're utilizing your tendons. It's creating a difference, or maybe even breaking away from the monotony of work. We can find ourselves on our devices, our laptops, our phones, in front of our TVs, but allowing ourselves a break for movement helps us to be able to get up and expel that energy. It also creates an opportunity for us to switch environments as well, which goes back to that sensory awareness. When we partner some of these grounding techniques, there are so many different ways to tend to our wellness and to eliminate stress, especially as working professionals. Incorporating regular exercise gives us an opportunity to improve our focus. It also improves our memory, and it also improves our ability to problem solve as well, especially if you're engaging in team sports. You are utilizing all of these different neuron pathways to be able to solve problems both socially and also internally as well. The beautiful thing about movement is that you can do it at your own pace. You can do it at your own range of mobility. So there's no need to compare yourself to other people. I remember when I tried out for soccer when I was in middle school, and back then I had exercise-induced asthma, and it really sucked. But what I needed to do was just to switch switch the type of activity that I was engaging in. That's what led me to start focusing on dancing, and then just all these other areas of movement like yoga, stretching, things of that nature. So figure out what works best for you. Figure out something that you can commit to on a consistent basis, whether it's walking, whether it's swimming, whether it's playing tennis. Figure out something that you thoroughly enjoy, because exercise helps to reduce fatigue and it also improves your quality of sleep as well. With movement, challenge yourself, stay consistent, find something that you thoroughly enjoy, because at the goal of it, you want to have fun, and this ultimately helps you with your productivity in your day-to-day living in the workplace. Another grounding strategy that I always recommend is a grounding object. So this looks like a token or a tool that you can leverage. You can utilize it in between your fingertips, or maybe even have in your back pocket. Have something that can serve as a reference point for you that helps you to create some level of psychological or emotional safety. This can be anything. It can be a little coin, it could be your favorite handkerchief, it can also be the bottom of your shirt. Sometimes people get very intricate and they might have like a fidget spinner, or maybe even like a sensory cube. And grounding objects can be utilized in any space, whether you are having a difficult conversation with a colleague, maybe you're having a meeting with your supervisor about feedback, or having that annual review, or maybe even when you're doing a presentation, you can have a smooth stone, or maybe even utilizing that clicker in between your fingers, like the buttons on the clicker. I'm just telling y'all what I do, okay? Sometimes I also will rub my wrist as well, or I'll play with my fingernails. Ultimately, with grounding tokens, it gives you opportunity to create some level of psychological safety. Like we mentioned, it's reminding me that I am safe, I am calm, no harm will come to me in this moment, I am cool, I am collected, I'm fully present. Reminding yourself that I am in this moment and this moment belongs to me. I love grounding tokens, if you can't tell. You want to choose a grounding token or object that is portable, and if you want to keep it inconspicuous, you can. You don't want something that is texturally not okay for you. If you don't like things that are slimy, if you don't like things that are bumpy, then don't utilize them. Find something that appeals to your senses. And interestingly enough, these grounding tokens don't necessarily have to be objects either. They can be emotional tokens, like a happy memory, or maybe even a positive affirmation, or a mantra that we utilize to build up our self-talk. And lastly, visualization. This is a grounding technique that I thoroughly encourage people to utilize, because you're tapping into that imagination. You're also leveraging your skill of imagery. So you're creating a space that is relaxing, that is calm. It could be a place that you've already been, a place that you want to go to, a place that's never been seen before, okay? So create these spaces that are going to help to elicit that relaxation response within the body. This is your imagination, so get creative. Don't allow any limits. It can be a forest within the Congo. It can be a rushing river. It could be the Niagara Falls. Pick something that thoroughly is appealing and will just elicit a positive response within the mind. Visualization is not just limited to a space that you've never been or been to, but it can also be a positive outcome. So you executing a test, you killing a presentation, you getting a promotion, you purchasing a house, you having that baby, you creating a schedule that improves wellness. Shifting your mindset from negative to positive helps you to build the confidence that you need to succeed through every single challenge. This helps you to create a level of perseverance and resiliency in the moment. Remember, as champions of wellness, we have to make sure that we're utilizing these grounding techniques on a consistent basis. They only work if you work it, okay? So even if they don't work the first time, circle back and try them again, or figure out which of these 6 effectively work for you, okay? All right, y'all, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode. We just went over 6 different grounding techniques that we can utilize as working professionals to help overcome our daily stressors. If anything resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and definitely stay connected via Legacy SBKS on everything. If you are looking for any type of coaching or maybe even training programs, head over to legacysbks.com. All right, y'all, see y'all next time, and don't forget to head over to look at the next episode or previous episodes from before on the podcast. Love y'all. Stay tuned.